Greetings, family members. This is the period of time where you, in your reawakening, discovers that you, as a racial species, have been used deliberately by the cosmic gods for a higher purpose, which we have always known about, and we were here with you throughout this test of your ability to endure hardship. Those days have now gone by. While slavery was going on in America, we were ruling Europe, and Europe ruled the world. We were the royalty of kings, queens, princesses, dukes, duchesses, and we controlled the banks, the churches, and we were the artisans. As a human species, which is multidimensional in all aspects, you must know that you were chosen for this task by the Supreme Being Personality of Godhead Himself to galvanize this entire planet of human beings and to assist them to remember that as the masses, we are still operating under the divine law of one. Nothing in those documents fabricated by the Hebrew scribes have anything whatsoever to do with this cosmic and galactic female creation. They are merely Jewish fairy tales meant to impress the Caucasian who could not read or write after having remained 5,000 years in those caves during their 6,000-year-old creation. Having no previous history or knowledge, these Caucasians took on these Jewish fairy tales, which made them appear magnanimous, as a religious reality which affects their lives up until this very day. Black people ran all of Europe and Scandinavia for some 45,000 years prior to this Caucasian being genetically engineered in the laboratories beneath the Caucasus Mountains by the Alpha Draconians, producing them with a mere two-stranded DNA system. The black race, which had been created 560 million years ago on the fifth dimension from the best DNA and genes found in this galaxy and produced as a being with a 12 to 48 stranded DNA system, making them vastly superior to any two-stranded DNA beings when they operated at their optimum level of existence. The Hebrew scribes have used their demonic and despotic rule of America's Hollywood, TV, mediums, and literature to erase the black rule of all of Europe for 45,000 years out of existence and replaced it with the rule of their Caucasian allies and themselves, the same way they did jointly rule the slave trade from Africa to the Americas, while Europe dominated the entire world. What they did not know is that the ascended masters of Atlantis not only established ultra-modern spacecraft civilizations beneath Egypt and all the way through the rest of Africa, but they created those same spacecraft ultra-modern civilizations beneath the lands of Europe, Scandinavia, and Britannia. This is the true meaning of the secret societies in order to maintain these truths which today's revelation against the beast will manifest. The Caucasians were dirt-poor peasants when black people ruled Europe, Britannia, and Scandinavia. Planet Earth is referred to as the prison planet in the world of consciousness outside of it because the human families upon it are held in isolation from the normal human families which these beings upon earth cannot see. and are being held as sheeple with the Hebrew scribes created by the Anunnaki of the planet Nibiru and deposited upon earth over them to be the agents for the Anunnaki and to be the sheepdog who controls the systems of power designed to maintain and restore control over the ignorant masses whose minds are controlled by false and useless religions predicated upon faith in them, with their arrogance and their ignorance and their unintelligent fairy tales to keep the prison bars around the human minds strong and sturdy. In addition to being a prison planet, Earth is saturated with die-hard Satanists who have infiltrated the United States Police Department as well as the U.S. military industrial complex, whose Illuminati investors invest in both sides of a war so that they are sure to come out with making profit from the destruction of the humans upon this planet. What do they care? They themselves are not human, but merely the colonizers of this sheepdog agent. The United States secret government has stolen some $11 trillion of their citizens' money maintained in a multitude of banking institutions set up specifically for this purpose, with the world's finance being controlled by the Anunnaki through what they refer to as the Federal Reserve System. There is nothing federal about it, and there is no reserve. It is an agent for their Yahweh Satan upon the planet Nibiru, which aims to control the finances of planet Earth, as well as its in place, so that as to maintain order and peacefulness in this hellish matrix. A spacecraft war presently with these demons. This you must realize. This is the world you live in, not knowing about the ultramodern world beneath your feet. We should not be operating under the current segregated laws of the materialists. The human family residing upon Lady Gaia's surface here, as well as in the ultra-modern cities beneath the surface, have the knowledge about the advanced spacecraft operating in the underground bases. The Western governments know this information to be correct because they also belong to this sector of society. My personal residence is just up the street in this financial district, so I do live quite well. Thus, I am not personally injured financially by the countless actions taken by these despotic materialists and their greed and lust for money and for war, which the Zionist-controlled media is constantly advocating in order to maintain a position of policing the planet by the United States military-industrial complex, and never telling the truth about the satanic involvement of the United States Police Department, which is shooting down black males in the lesser well-off black neighborhoods of America. It is throughout all of the communities of the planet that religious fanaticism has taken root. The ignorant masses and the true believers in religious fundamentalism have been deliberately kept ignorant to the fact of the cosmic and the galactic science. This creation was produced by Prime Creator as a female sexual creation. Instead, the masses have been conditioned to a belief system predicated upon male dominance, which was manufactured by the same reptilian humanoids who are the enemies to the humans of this planet. As a matter of fact, all of the principal religions of this planet were produced by the same ETs from the planet Nibiru as reptilians who have conjured up a way to have themselves a food source from the humans of this planet, thinking they are going to go to some heavenly paradise when they die and end up on the astral plane, so that these reptilians have access to their astral body as a food source. The masses of the people are ignorant to the principles of cosmic and galactic science with regards to implementing these principles of cause and effect in order to manifest that which you so desired. They are operating on a very low level of consciousness, as well as the ministers who are obsolete with their information are also operating on a very low level of consciousness and are pimping the ignorant masses for their money. It is the black race's spacecraft civilization beneath the pyramids of Egypt, set up by the black race of Atlanteans before it fell, which travels all the way down beneath Africa into the ocean. It is the black Chinese Shang dynasty who constructed 134 pyramids underground beneath China, where they park their spaceships on top of these pyramids and live between the pyramids and their spaceships up until this very day. This information about we advanced spacecraft civilizations cannot be suppressed anymore. Our adversaries will never tell the truth regarding how our humanities and spacecraft civilization is far more advanced than they can ever imagine, along with their allies, and it strikes fear into their hearts, as well as the black spacecraft civilization upon the moon over their head does. This reality is top secret information, but the criminal government of this planet will have to earn the trust of the masses after they learn about the gazillions of universes to the zillion square which exists. There's no such thing as a Big Bang. The albinos have no knowledge and they cannot see. Charles Darwin is a fraud, and everything you believe about this creation is infantile and wrong. They derive great pleasure from superimposing their albino images upon other people's culture, anything and everything they deem important. The Zeta Reticulan Greys, as allies, slid thousands of their spaceships through the underground area during the Philadelphia experiment. The multitudes of Christ beings Lucifer sent to earth for the purpose of fighting the reptilian forces are living and operating in these underground spacecraft civilizations spread beneath the planets. They fly their spacecraft from planet to planet as they coordinate the forces to win this struggle against these naive, demonic, and evil reptilian humanoids. The forces have escalated into the current exchange of fire between them and the Pleiadians of the Galactic Federation. And yes, Israel's Mossad did 9/11 for the purpose of offsetting the Christ energy, which was brought to this planet 2017 years ago.